You're listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour. If you miss any of the program, you can find the podcast at the bottom of the page at sunnyradio.com.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's more important than ever to have a better credit card. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Excited to visit right now with Ann Whiff, and we're going to talk to her about the Sioux Falls area Right to Life having an event come up here called Life Chain 2023. And this is going to be here before you know it. We're sneaking right up on October 1st. If somebody listening is going, hey, I would like to learn more about this, I'd like to be a part of this, where do they go to find the information about the event?
Oh, you bet. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
So you can go to our website, which is Sioux Falls Area RightToLife.org. And on there is a sign-up link that you can register to participate ahead of time. But you don't have to. You can just show up at 2 to 3 o'clock on October 1st. The website also has a 2-minute video that shows what it looks like. So if you're a little intimidated by, I don't exactly know what you do during that time, it kind of helps show you what that looks like.
And what you do is pretty simple. You just kind of stand there with a group of people and do good things, right?
Yes. Yep. You can pick up a sign at either the parking lot of Sioux Falls First Church or O'Gorman, and the signs are helpful because on the back they have different prayer points of what you should be focusing your mind on during that hour, because it is an hour of silent, quiet prayer. And it's not a walk, but you can sit. If you don't feel like you can stand for an hour, you can grab a bottle of water and sit in a lawn chair or folding chair, whatever. Yes, and of course, things that we want to pray for would be because, young moms are being referred across state lines for abortion. So we pray that they would find a pregnancy resource center here in the state to go to first. We also pray to make abortion unthinkable, and that the alternatives would be more available. It's just very important for that. And of course, we also want to pray for healing for mothers and fathers who have abortion regret, that they may not suffer silently anymore, because they've probably had some physical, emotional, and spiritual problems related to the memory of that abortion. So we want to pray for those people.
Again, Life Chain is coming up Sunday, October 1st from 2 p.m. till 3 p.m. And again, if people would like to pick up a sign, they can do that at Sioux Falls First Church or at O'Gorman High School. And Life Chain kind of goes from that one end all the way to that other end. And it's a bunch of people. How many people have you had do this in the past?
Oh, usually around 700 or so. There used to be a lot bigger, so they have declined over the years just because I think the novelty's worn off. I don't know why exactly, but we still need it more than ever. And like you said, it does go from Western to Sertoma, and it's just on the north sidewalk of that thoroughfare up West 41st Street. Avoid the construction.
If somebody would like to be a part of this, if they would like to assist and help with this, do they sign up right through the website, or do they just show up that day? What's the best way for somebody who's listening right now to go, hey, I want to be a part of that? How do they do that?
So both ways work. So if you go to the website, Sioux Falls Area RightToLife.org, there is a sign-up genius that you can sign up there, but you can just show up. I recommend, allowing plenty of time because of the one-lane construction in parts. So going 15 minutes early to be at either Sioux Falls First Church or Gorman to get your sign, and then we can show you where to go. Some churches, many churches have already an assigned block. So if your church has not signed up, please let us know, and we can add your whole church somewhere. But otherwise, just show up that day is perfectly fine to come and pray. The other thing we want to pray for is because of the pro-abortion advocates that are circulating a petition that would place on the ballot an amendment to the South Dakota Constitution that would allow abortion all the way up till birth. It also overrules the bipartisan common sense laws like parental rights that are already in place. So please, if you see a petitioner, don't sign the abortion petition if you're asked.
And again, the event is coming up on Sunday, October 1st from 2 p.m. till 3 p.m. It's called Life Chain. And you were just mentioning some churches sign up where like the whole church goes and does this together. But maybe somebody listening, if they're not a part of a church that does that, or maybe they're not even part of a church, but they're going, boy, I really do think this would be a good thing. They can show up on their own. You don't have to be a part of a group. It could literally be a group of one. And the cool thing is you'll meet a bunch of cool people that day, right?
Yes, you bet. And, it really gives the pro-life community a boost when they see fellow pro-lifers out there. So every single one of you counts. And it really helps. We recommend you stand at least 10 feet apart because people can read the signs a lot better that way. Our signs that say adoption, the loving option, other things that affirm life are on those signs. So we really, every person helps so much. You don't even realize. And while you pray, you can also pray, how can God use you best with your gifts in the ministry of life? What
Yes.
else can you do? For many people, this is their first step, and then they think, oh, that was really not that hard. Maybe I'll do something else now for pro-life. I'll volunteer at the Alpha Center or, some other things where you could be used. So, yes, so your prayers really help change your hearts. It also really, gives us a boost, gives all of us a boost. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, and thank you for your time. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you, John, for having me for this opportunity.
Again, Life Chain, Sunday, October 1st from 2 p.m. till 3 p.m. You can get all of the details at Sioux Falls area righttolife.org.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit with a guest today who is going to give you an opportunity to make an amazing difference in many, many, many lives. There's an organization called Prison Fellowship. And on the phone right now, I have Stephanie Taylor Thompson. And this is a program that's kind of near and dear to you, isn't it, Stephanie?
It is. So I'm so thankful to be here today. It's wonderful to share with you all. I hope you've all had a wonderful Monday, great weekend. I am the prison ministry manager for both the Dakotas, Montana, and Idaho. I have been with Prison Fellowship for a little over a year, but my start with Prison Fellowship came quite some time ago. I am actually a formerly incarcerated person. I was in prison in 2010 and have a very lengthy background at that time with drug addiction, trauma, being a victim of human trafficking, lots of adverse childhood experiences in my life, and just really had no direction and no relationship with Christ. I really struggled when I first came to prison, and it wasn't until I met a Prison Fellowship volunteer that not only was I able to accept Christ in my life, but it was really able to get set on a path towards recovery and restoration in my life. So Prison Fellowship is very near and dear to me. I have seen firsthand, not only the transformation that's made in my life, but the transformation that it's made in so many men and women's lives across our country.
And I think that's absolutely wonderful. You had a chance to see firsthand what an impact it made in your life and other lives. And there are probably some people listening right now that maybe never in a million years thought that that's something that they would do, but maybe their heart would be open to this. And let's talk about some reasons why this might be a good thing for somebody who, if they're right now trying to figure out what can I do, how can I help, why would Prison Fellowship be a good fit for, maybe not for everybody, but for some people?
Yeah, well, Prison Fellowship, we are the nation's largest prison ministry. We've been around for 40 years, And our academy is really a support for the climb. It's a support for people to really develop a strong solution for reentry, recovery, and transformation. We all know that transformation requires personal commitment. And in the academy, we create the environment and supply the tools to make that journey possible. Participants come together and they form a community conducive to change. Every member in the academy does the hard work of learning to think and act in a new way. So this is a faith-based academy, and not only is it faith-based, but we also take an evidence-based approach to it. That's very unique, and we've just seen monumental change across men and women in the country. It's a beautiful opportunity to volunteer. You can really volunteer as little or as much as you want in the academy. We have 2 academies running. One is at the South at the Mike Durfee unit in Springfield, and then also at the Sioux Falls Men's Penitentiary in Sioux Falls. And
the Sioux Falls location is closer to us, but if there's somebody listening that maybe the Springfield location is closer to them, they could kind of choose to serve wherever is most convenient for them, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And if somebody would like to do this, they don't just like show up one day and start doing it. There's some training that's involved. Let's talk about what that process is like.
Yeah, so there is a prison fellowship training that you go through. You are able to take that at your own time. Of course, the sooner that you get that done, the sooner that you're able to go into the prison and volunteer. And then there's some training that is required through the South Dakota Department of Corrections. And that just goes over, policy and procedure. It goes through some security needs so that you can enter the prison. But yeah, there's an application process. You just go through an application process, and then you go through our volunteer training, and you're ready to go.
Now, most of the people who sign up to volunteer, do they have a background like yours where they maybe were involved in the other side of this? Or is that kind of a unique situation to have people who have been on both sides?
Actually, a lot of formerly incarcerated people choose to come and volunteer with Prison Fellowship. Some of them have been, participants in either our academy or Hope event. They've been served by Prison Fellowship in one way or another. Maybe it's through Angel Tree, but some, a lot of them haven't. And this is their opportunity. Maybe Prison Fellowship wasn't offered in the prison that they were at. And so this is really their opportunity to get involved and give back.
I'm on the website right now, prisonfellowship.org. Would that be like the best first step for somebody listening that's going, I would like to do what Stephanie's doing. I would like to help. Is that a good first step?
Yes, that's a great first step. That prisonfellowship.org is a wonderful website to go visit. And they can also email me at Stephanie_Taylor@pfm.org.
Stephanie, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it. And thanks for doing what you're doing. I think this sounds like an amazing thing.
Yeah, thank you so much, John. I sure appreciate you. God bless everyone.
And again, if you would like to help, I'm going to make it really simple. Prisonfellowship.org is the website, but I'm going to throw a link to make it really easy to find at facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If that's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current one. Whether you're a fan of iPhones or Samsung, they both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.
This day in Sioux Falls history is brought to you by the Sioux Falls Fun Page, West Sioux Studios, and Sunny 93.3. It was on this day, September 21st, 1896, Buffalo Bill Cody and his Wild West Variety Show visit Sioux Falls as part of the Tri-State Fair. Buffalo Bill, Annie Oakley, Chief Irontail, and many more put on multiple shows each day in a makeshift arena constructed in what is today Cherry Rock Park. The Wild West Variety Show traveled on their own specially equipped train building, with a cast of over 600 performers and staff. In 1896, over 25,000 spectators made it out to the show, leading Buffalo Bill to add Sioux Falls to his rounds whenever he was in the area. The show would return to town 4 more times in the coming years. This day in Sioux Falls history has been brought to you by the Sioux Falls Fun Page, West Sioux Studios, and Sunny 93.3.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To save money on insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. Do you have the best plan for you? Find out at InsuranceChicken.com. Let's face it, we don't even want insurance. We need it. But you don't need to overpay. Head over to InsuranceChicken.com to see your rates from several different companies. All available in one place at InsuranceChicken.com. The other guys have a gecko, a duck, and an emu. Why not a chicken? InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Hey, this episode of the John and Heidi Show bonus hour is done. Now, there are times during the bonus hour I'll mention something from our regular program, the John and Heidi Show, which is syndicated on like 300 stations around the country. There's actually a podcast for that as well. So if I mention something that you're going, hey, whatever happened? He didn't talk to that person, or this didn't happen, that didn't happen. You can find that podcast at JohnAndHeidiShow.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour.